of people who have signed up, and that needs to be respected.
There are reports today that water charges could be taken from social welfare, wages and pensions if people refuse to pay. We'll get reaction this hour.
We would be working with employers locally, but we wouldn't be doing it at that national level without the Youth Guarantee Scheme and without the Youth Guarantee Scheme pilot, and I think that's a very important difference.
Unemployment drops 29% in Ballymun, which is the Youth Guarantee pilot area. We'll be discussing the scheme shortly.
Also today on newstalk.com.
Always hungry. Everything is always my fault. Everything has to be done for. It is just basically hell.
What is PMS and how are women affected? We'll talk to our regular Dr. Sinead Byrne as it's PMS Awareness Week.
Plus, in this week's Hidden Histories, we hear about the Nazi collaborators that were lurking in Ireland after the war. All of that coming up after the news headlines with Kieran.
Thanks, Shane. Good morning. We've just heard from the Taoiseach, who says he hopes a dispute between HICWA and the HSE can be resolved, and a report into maternity services at Portlaoise Hospital published. The HSE doesn't want the Health Watchdog's report into the deaths of a number of babies at the Midlands Hospital published for fear it would identify individuals without due process. Last night, the HSE published its correspondence with HICWA. In one letter, the Director General of the HSE, Tony O'Brien, says he doesn't agree with a number of the findings and the process used in the investigation. Speaking outside this morning's Cabinet meeting, Taoiseach Enda Kenny said the dispute needs to be resolved and not with the two agencies going to court. Meanwhile, Fianna Fáil says the row is an insult to those involved in and depending on maternity services. Billy Kelleher is demanding Minister Leo Varadkar direct the HSE to allow HICWA do its job. And speaking to Breakfast, he said he's starting to question whether there's a PR battle going on between the two organisations. In other news, children as young as 11 need to be learning the difference between rape and sexual consent. That's according to the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre, which has said it's absolutely essential something is done. Its head of education says some young people are being coerced by their peers and by outside messages into certain kinds of behaviour and are very confused. Leonie O'Dowd told Breakfast that some children might be protected from this kind of material to this point, but they will still need help when they do encounter it. And we heard today how 100 new jobs are being created at digital transaction management company DocuSign. They're opening a new European hub in Dublin and recruitment is already under